Hi, everybody. What's going on? Happy Thursday. Welcome to Where's the Good Grow. I'm sitting in my office, and some people have been asking what room I often do this from. This is my office. But I have to close all the windows when I'm in here because it's really loud outside my apartment, so I'm already really hot. Hi, everyone. Hello. Thanks for saying hi. We're just waiting on Sara. Does anyone else feel nervous? Every week Sara has a surprise. I wonder what today's surprise will be. I feel nervous about that, but also really excited. How's everybody's week been? Oh, my hair is different. Yeah. I think last week I may have not showered or prepared for the show. Today I actually showered, so thank you so much for noticing. Hi, everyone. Anyone notice I'm wearing my own merchandise? I also slept in this last night. My office is in Vancouver. Sara and I both live up here in Vancouver. Oh, thank you. The thing I liked most about last week's episode was it allowed me to save it without comments, because it looks good without all the comments all over it for editing, but then I didn't get to see all the fun comments, so this week I'm going to pay more attention. Oh, I just saw Sara. Sara, can you send another message? Oh, wait, because I don't know how to add you. Oh, there we go. Yes, I see you, ma'am. I'm going to go live. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sara.
Right.
Oh, how's it going?
Oh, good.
Welcome to this week's Where Does the Good Grow?
Thank you.
It's a lot of, have you ever started a live stream before? Do you know what it's like? Do you watch me when I start the live stream and think to yourself, thank God you don't have to start the live stream and be on here by yourself?
I'm actually often on it saying, Tegan, I'm here, and I write like hello over and over again, and you never message me.
Yeah. Well, I keep my eyes on the messages, but I think there's a little bit of a lag between
Yeah.
the messages. I'm assuming that maybe it has something to do, like maybe there's some light filtering that happens so that nothing inappropriate gets on the screen. That's my technical understanding or guess for why I often don't see your message right away.
It could be, could be.
Um,
Um,
welcome.
Thank
How's
you.
everything going? Your hair looks freshly washed. Did you
I
just
just I just got out of the shower.
wow,
I
this is like a rarely seen Sara that like
This is
this is
my
what Sara
natural look.
this is your hair. This is what it looks like just fresh out of the shower.
Yeah. Well, this week I was struggling to find a position to sit in because I feel like last week I looked like a marionette because it's like the light is shining on me and you get your camera up where you want it to be higher and I just am like filming from un like unflattering positions and then there's always light on me burning my face and so today I was trying to get a different perspective for
I see.
everybody.
So a few weeks in, you're feeling you're feeling self-conscious about how you look on camera.
Well, I just it's like this like it's like what is this? You know, it's just like
The sun hitting you.
yeah, but like look
Why
how
don't you face the sun and evenly light
I
yourself?
well this is me facing the sun.
Do you not you all you talk about is how much shade you have.
Oh,
Where's the shade?
there's tons of
There. Now you look normal.
okay. It's just not comfortable for my arm, you know?
Why don't you have a selfie stick? Are you like the only person on earth who doesn't have a selfie stick?
I don't have one, but I'm gonna get one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, that's so great. Well, happy cheers to Thursday
Uh,
afternoons.
cheers.
Looks like you're having a Negroni.
I'm having
Hi, Luke.
um I'm having a slight variation on a Negroni. It's a Negroni, but it is instead of sweet vermouth, I'm using I have
Well, can you
equal
just tell us how to make a Negroni?
sure. Okay, so like it's pretty simple. It's like usually it's like whatever your amount is that you want to put in. Like some people want one. Sometimes if you're feeling like you want to get tipsy, you can do 1.5 ounces. But 1.5 ounces Campari, 1.5 ounces gin, 1.5 ounce of sweet vermouth. But this one has dry vermouth and
Do you keep your vermouth in the fridge?
no, am I supposed to?
I think so.
Well, So far, all that this show and my new Instagram has brought me is just constant criticism and critique about how I do everything wrong.
Well, I don't think you do anything wrong. The truth is I never owned vermouth my entire life. And then a friend stayed at my place for like a month. And when I got back, there was vermouth in the fridge. And I thought to myself, well, that's weird. Why is there vermouth in the fridge? And then I looked at the thing, and I'm pretty sure what I recall it saying was that you need to refrigerate it. But I could be totally wrong. I don't
Well,
know
anyway,
anything. I don't know
well,
anything.
well, in any case, this is a slight variation on that, and it has dry vermouth and Campari and gin, and also sea salt.
Did you make it or did Stacy make it for you?
I made it. I made it, and
Oh,
I
vermouth
stir.
does need to be refrigerated. Someone just said.
Well,
I
just
mean, you're
has.
fine. You've been drinking it. I mean, you're not. I think they're just saying that it will stay fresh longer in the
Oh,
fridge.
well, how long are they keeping their vermouth around? Because mine lasts about 5 to 6 days, and then I'm back with that. So it's not staying around a long time.
You know what I've learned a lot this past weekend, Sophia and I, for those that don't know, my partner's name is Sophia, we made these little Brazilian desserts. Sophia's Brazilian. I know you know all this, Sarah. I'm just saying this for everybody else. But so this weekend,
Thanks,
Sophia,
thanks for reminding me that I know everything about the situation with Sophia and the Brazilian desserts that I ate.
yeah. So this past weekend, Sophia and I made these little Brazilian treats that
Mhm.
I can't say the name of them. I always screw it up, but we've had them before. They're very delicious. It's just condensed milk and butter, I think it is, and then we made chocolate ones, so cacao powder, and then some vanilla ones. Anyway, they're very, very delicious. But we made them on Saturday night, and then on Sunday we were going to drive them around and deliver them to family and friends. And we got into a bit of a disagreement because I wanted to put them in the refrigerator. And she was like, why we don't put them in the refrigerator? If you put them in the refrigerator, you'll literally, yes, all the people who are saying uh, Brigadeiro, sorry, I don't know how to say it. Yes, that's what we made. Anyway, we got into this whole back and forth because I thought, to me, condensed, I just heard milk and butter and thought we got to put them in the refrigerator. She delicately packaged them all up for everybody and then agreed to put them in the refrigerator, but she was so heartbroken. She said I basically destroyed them because in Brazil you would never put them in the refrigerator. But
Well, they were great. If they were destroyed, they were great.
they were good, right?
Yeah,
But
the consensus at our house was that we preferred the chocolate over the
hmm
vanilla.
hmm
Um,
the chocolate ones are
the,
so good. I hated having them in the house though because we kept six for ourselves and I just thought about them the whole time.
mhm.
Like every time I'd open the fridge, I'd be like, have an apple. And then I would think, no, I want condensed milk and butter. What's that?
Yeah,
What's
I
that
feel you.
noise?
It's just a disturbance on the property. It's not a big
Is that
deal.
is that Stacy? What is it? Who is it?
Some people under 5 feet tall.
Those are the cats?
People? Cats. I know a cat is not a person.
Oh, I see. There's some children that
Hmm.
you live by that are making noise. I see. Okay. Okay. Well, so I thought that this week it would be fun to change our format up a bit, and I don't know if
Hmm.
you saw my post earlier, but I asked people to ask questions
Oh,
because
great. Hmm.
yeah, because sometimes I find that it's like I think we'll just like probably end up just talking mostly, but I do feel stressed out sometimes because I want to look at people's comments and then I get
Yeah.
distracted. So I wrote some questions down and I thought we could take turns answering them. Are you prepared to answer some questions?
I guess we'll find out.
Okay. Someone whose name, their like Instagram name is Live and Joy 94 wants to know if you use fertilizer
I
in your
I did
garden.
I did use only when I was doing new plantings. So basically just when I got all my new stuff from the garden, I did put some fertilizer down. But I'm not. It's actually interesting because yesterday, after I posted, I don't know if you saw my Instagram account yesterday,
I
but
do. I go to Where Does the Good Grow every day.
yeah,
I
and
found it
so
absolutely disgusting to watch you handle mushrooms. Just because, as you know, I think mushrooms are disgusting.
yeah, it's weird when they just because it's like overnight they just it's like they're everywhere, all over the lawn.
But
And
it's not, you don't want them. They're just like,
yeah, no, I don't want them. But the problem is that it's not my fault. And so what ended up happening was that
well, why do mushrooms grow?
well, there's lots of reasons. They grow for lots of different reasons. I think my understanding is that
Like, do
what's
you
been
know?
yeah, yeah. Well, my there's lots of reasons why your lawn in particular might get them.
Okay.
And in our situation, we've just had a ton of rain. It's very damp,
Okay.
and we've just fertilized and limed and done all this stuff to our lawn. And there's a lot of organic material in the soil.
I see.
And the mushrooms is like a natural way to I think if I remember correctly from my research, it's like a way that it breaks down some of the organic material. And this is the thing, is it's like they are repulsive to look at.
Repulsive.
First, it's just very disturbing. But I wanted to show, because I do find there's like something sort of miraculous about like that just grows overnight, and it's just like so intricate.
Yeah.
And but then
Do you,
all like
can you,
but then
can you eat them?
no, I don't think so. I mean, when you Google, can I eat the mushrooms that grow on my lawn? It's just story after story of like families that like made like a mushroom risotto and like frickin' died. You know, like you don't want to do that.
Blech.
But as soon as I posted it, I just got completely overwhelmed with text messages, including from mom, people telling me how I'm doing, that I'm overwatering my lawn. But like I have not even watered the lawn. It's not the season for watering yet. It's just the earth is watering the lawn, you know?
I see. So you're getting a lot of mushrooms right now because it's raining.
No, just yesterday. I did there's no mushrooms today. They didn't grow back. Sometimes they like literally grow back like the next day. It's crazy.
Ugh, it's so
Sometimes they're
gross.
black, sometimes they're brown. These ones are actually, you know, sort of pleasant actually, and they're sort of like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Great.
I do use a little bit of fertilizer.
Okay. All right. Someone wanted to know, Nika Duck 72 wanted to know how, this is a quarantine question, but
Okay.
wanted to know how young TNS would have handled or felt about the quarantine, and then also what place we miss in Vancouver. I was thinking that we would have probably, if this had happened during like when we were in high school, we would have loved it because we loved being in our rooms, playing guitar, writing music, and talking on the phone. So we
Yeah.
would have probably just been like, we would have been stoked to
I
not
mean,
have to go to
we
school.
we would have potentially also snuck out and tried to see our friends.
And got coronavirus.
Well, probably we wouldn't have known we had it, but we would have passed it to all of our loved ones.
What place do you miss most in Vancouver right now? I miss eating out. I'll just jump in and say, like, I miss my like favorite restaurants here. Shout out to uh, Ask for Luigi and De Beppe and Nickley. I like Italian food and Bao Bay, and
Yeah.
like I feel
Yeah.
like I miss like people and noise and being close to humans.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss eating out for sure. And I miss it, but I also like sort of feel like when you're someone who eats out a lot, like we eat out a lot, not just because we can or because we want to, but also because we tour so much, that
Hmm.
restaurant culture and, you know, trying different kinds of foods, those types of experiences culturally and socially are sort of like really baked into our existence. And so it's really odd. Like I'm really enjoying eating at home, but it's also just weird to like not be out and being social and interacting with people. It is very weird.
Um, we've both been watching a lot of television, so I picked this question from someone named Derry Garza, who is wondering what our favorite shows have been. What have you been
Like
watching?
um Stacy and I just rewatched The Americans,
Oh yeah.
and we're now rewatching, well, Stacy's never seen it, but I'm rewatching Billions with her.
Oh yeah. I
Like
like
a lot
Billions a lot.
I think like a lot
That
of
just started up
couples.
again, or it's
Yeah,
starting again this, or was it last weekend it started up again?
it started up again. Yeah, season 5.
Ugh, I
But
love it.
I think like a lot of couples, we have like our shows, and then we like our individual shows, and then we have like shows that we watch together. And so quarantine, the balance is definitely weighted more toward like watching shows together. Like in our normal life, we actually do a lot of separate watching of things.
Yeah.
But right now I'm separately watching, like on my own, I'm watching Better Call Saul, which I love, Better Things, which I love. Um, you and I both love that show on Showtime, Rami. Rami,
Oh,
Ramy. So good.
so good. I just
Yeah.
finished the other day. I've had really bad allergies. I don't know if everyone else is having really bad allergies right now.
Yeah.
I was feeling brutal and got up and got dressed and did a work call and then just got back in pajamas because I had to like lay down. But I watched Mae Martin's show Feel Good. Have you
Mm-hmm.
watched that on Netflix?
Yep.
Oh my God, I laughed out loud so many times. I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed that a lot. Okay, I'm gonna ask one more question. Well, I don't know. People seem like they're enjoying this. Maybe we'll just keep taking questions here. Nice. One thing I'll say is that all week long, everybody wants you to actually operate machinery. They would like to see you. They would like to see you cut your lawn. They'd like to see you working the sander. I get a lot of comments about that. And I will say that, like, if at any point you want to get the lawnmower out and put yourself on mute, we can just watch you mow the lawn and I can give commentary because a lot of people, I think one of the cool things that Where's the Good Girl has done is it's really made people embrace the outdoor spaces that they have. And you're really lucky. I've seen a lot of articles. We've hit the point of the pandemic where now people with gardens and backyards are being shamed for having them. And I
Yeah.
just think you should embrace it. You should not feel ashamed of your
I
cut.
don't. I
I
don't.
know. So that's why
I don't.
I think it would be a powerful image to just see
Yeah.
you.
Well, I'll consider it. Unfortunately, this week I cannot mow my lawn because actually our back lawn. I was going to show you the back lawn later, but
Great.
we overseeded the lawn, which means that we basically just put down. We had someone come in and they basically put down a ton of grass seed, and it helps thicken up your lawn when you have a new lawn. Like our lawn is only a year old, so it needs a little bit of help. And last year the raccoons just tore it to shreds. I mean, I would wake up in the morning and it was like they had come in with hard hats and they were in little blueprints and they were like, all right, roll up all the lawn right to the center as if she never laid it down in the first place. And so I would wake up in the morning and it was unnerving because these creatures would have rolled the lawn. Like they actually would roll the sod back to
They
look
have
for,
hands. They have hands.
they do. They do.
They
And
little,
so,
you know what I would like? I would love a video of raccoons, like up
screw,
close, rolling up sod.
so would
Wouldn't
I.
that would be amazing? Like,
Well,
can you get a couple like GoPros or little cameras and like,
no,
how
because
do,
I'm
how,
hoping it doesn't happen this year. I'm hoping it doesn't happen this year. And the places where they really went crazy on my lawn really suffered in the winter, like it's big patches and it doesn't look great. I'm not proud of it. And so I've reseeded,
yeah.
I've overseeded it. And so now there's a full do not walk on the grass for a week. And so I have not been walking on the grass. And though the grass could use a bit of a trim, I'm going to continue to let it grow for another week before I mow it. And
Okay, so
hopefully,
can you wait till
yeah,
next Thursday to mow the lawn so we can all watch?
yeah, I'll mow the lawn next week. And I was hoping to try to get a hammock. I did actually get a hammock. But, but I gave it back, or it's in the garage and it's packed up, ready to go back to Canadian Tire because it looked like I had a capsized captain like pirate ship in my backyard. It was it was one of those hammocks with a stand, and it just looked absurd.
I told you. You said that you wanted to get a hammock. I said, oh, I'm not really into hammocks because they have to be like, suspended from two trees. And you said, no, I'm getting one with a stand. And I said, that was so stupid. I said it on the internet.
I know, but you don't understand. Like, there's not like an easy solution here. There's trees in the backyard, but they're very far apart, like 35 feet apart. So it's like it just didn't
Well,
make
because you
sense. But
shouldn't get a hammock. No one actually enjoys a hammock. A hammock is something you
mom's
see in movies.
mom is bringing me a hammock on Sunday, and I'm gonna try it out. But basically, the situation is that I couldn't stand the way that the hammock looked, even just for fun. Like I was like, like I got rid of the hot tub because, it was like the joke happened and it was fun. And just for the day, I was like, yeah, I can have this like blow up pool in my backyard. But like I was so disturbed by the hammock stand that I took it down. So, but let me show you what I've got going on here. Hold on.
Yeah. Show us some garden shit.
So this is what the raccoons did. See?
Okay, so I don't see. I see some grass and then I see dirt.
Yeah, so the raccoons ruined it.
So how
And
do you
so
know the
now,
raccoons did it? Do you have video of that?
yeah, well, I saw them do it. I actually do have security footage of them doing it. So this
Well, you should
this
send it to me because I can then use it. I can edit it into this section here and I can
well,
show everybody.
okay, maybe. But what I can tell you is that it was a mother with tiny babies. And so I don't want to like shame a single parent raccoon mom
No
who.
one is going to be ashamed. They're going to be amazed.
Okay, so this line, can you see this what I've done here, the stake?
Yeah, I can see it.
See that?
Yes.
So that was to encourage that no one walk on this area.
Just sorry. Do you, because you guys need a reminder.
Well, I do because this is the path that I often walk to my little studio.
I see. So you put down this little rope and stake to remind yourself not to walk on the part that's obviously hurting right now.
Exactly. It's sort of like saying like, hey, just give me a minute. It's been almost a week since it was overseeded, and so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It'll, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think I showed you this last time, um, but there was another area that I seeded, and it did really well. So let me just show you the results.
Is that the mulch you're walking over right now?
I am, yeah. Don't look at that weed, but see how this is patchy, but then there's like also like new grass.
Yes, I can see
So
that.
yeah, so like it's hopefully just going to continue to fill in.
Okay.
But like,
Well,
oh God, this is horrible. There's just weeds everywhere. I mean, it looks like I've never done anything in my yard.
I mean, the truth is to say you're out there a lot. So I'll say, like, people
It's
only get to experience this. People only get to experience this once a week on here or on your Where Does a Good Grow account. But like, you're always in the garden. Like,
yeah,
I don't know how you're gonna have time to finish a new Tegan and Sara record or a graphic novel or to do all the things we're working on. Because every single day I try to FaceTime you and you're like in the garage or you're outside in the garden or
it's a lot of work, honestly. It is. It's a lot of work. That's why when, oh, I know what I was going to say was that I borrowed a weed whacker. I think I told you this last week.
you did.
And sorry,
Are you okay? Like, what's happening?
I'm just trying to turn the chair so that I can like see the camera. Is that okay?
Well, right now
Is,
we're just looking at your back of your
oh,
head, but
is this
yeah,
is this better? This is
yeah,
better.
you look great.
Okay. Last week I borrowed a weed whacker from Sean
Yeah, you told us about it.
and I used it
Yeah.
and it's amazing. And
And you were gonna order one.
I am either gonna order one. I was gonna order one, but then I asked Stacy if she was into
I just
going.
I just want to laugh. Like every time we talk about the weed whacker, there's just so many jokes about weed. And I also got a lot of questions like, is Sara growing weed? Do you guys grow weed? Do you smoke weed?
I do sometimes smoke weed. Not since, actually, I haven't smoked weed since I've been living in Canada, but I was watching that show I mentioned, Better Things, and she smokes this
She
vape pen.
being
Oh, sorry, God. Like, talking too casually.
what?
Anyways, okay, so Pamela Adlon, who's on the show, who's fantastic. She's the mom of the show on the show, and
Yeah,
she's the main
she
character.
wrote and created it.
Yeah, she's amazing, but she smokes like a vape pen thing on the show that I used to smoke when I lived in LA. But so I
God, that must have been
immediately wanted one.
incredible for you.
It was. I was like, I had this immediate craving, like I could taste it. I was just like, oh, I really want to get it. But anyways, so I used
Oh
the weed.
no.
I
Have
used the weed
no
whacker.
idea what we're talking about anymore.
No, we're talking about the weed whacker,
Oh.
which is actually the official like industry name for it is actually oh shit, what is it called? It's a damn it, it's a uh oh, I wish you could Google it. If only you were
I
sitting in front of
can.
a computer.
What
It's
would you
called
like
like
me to Google?
it's not a weed whacker. It's like a
What is the real name
string a
for weed whacker?
it's like a string something. A string
Trimmer.
string trimmer.
Oh yeah,
Which
people are
is
saying it on screen. I don't even know why I look. You guys should do it. You're just hanging out at home. String trimmer. That
a
makes
string
no
trimmer.
sense. A
I'll tell you why.
pigeon, a
Yeah.
pigeon just landed on my windowsill.
Picker, it didn't happen.
Well, I can't take a picture. I can't, if I turn my camera around right now, I'm basically just giving a view of my neighborhood. It doesn't work the same way, but I just want to let everybody know. Also, Jimmy is on the other side of the apartment. So this bird,
Yeah.
it's looking at me. It's crazy. It's making eye contact with me. It's nerve-wracking. What's up?
So I'm gonna get a string trimmer,
Yeah,
and
string trimmer.
but what I found from you, this is great. Here's a recommendation. This is like a real recommendation. I think it's
Okay.
nice to. I like it's nice to borrow something you're thinking about investing in to
Hmm.
see what the requirements and what you need, like what your needs are. Because what I found is that I mostly just need the string trimmer part of it. I don't need to edge anything. I don't need to do anything too complicated. The string just flips around like this. And it's amazing because you can get all your edges where you can't get where you can't get your lawnmower up against. And it's so I just need like a string trimmer, and I don't need it to be very heavy because here's the complicated part. I used Sean's weed whacker, and it was heavy, and I actually like pulled a muscle. And so I was like, I need something light. So I went online and I did some Googling, and I found string trimmers at Home Depot that are only like 4 or 5 pounds. And so I'm actually going to go to Home Depot. I'm going to lift a couple and see like what feels right.
I saw you the day after you used the string trimmer and you were walking really weird.
It actually, what was weird was that I hurt something in my arm, but it was actually making it difficult for me to move some of my fingers.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's weird getting older. Like, Emmy and I were texting about this because
She
she has
just
this.
text, she just posted a comment actually of an
What'd she
ambulance.
say? An ambulance, so a wambulance, probably.
Yeah, wambulance.
Well, she told me that her ankle's all screwed up, and then she was reminding me of a funny bit from someone who we've kind of culturally canceled. But he used to say this bit about he went to the doctor and he got an X-ray, and the doctor shows him the X-ray of his ankle, and he says, this over here, and look at this thing
Yeah, yeah,
here,
yeah. We got it. We got it. We got it.
and then the person who got canceled, he says, well, what do we do? And he said, nothing. It's just shitty now, and that's how I feel about my whole body, is that it's just shitty now.
I will say this. I had such lower back pain this morning when I woke up, and I've been doing this.
Maybe you're getting your period.
It could be that. It definitely could be that. But I've been running. I've been using this app, Couch to 5K, and I've been running. You only run 3 days a week, because they
You're
work
gonna
you up.
hurt yourself.
Well, no, this is the thing. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it because typically when I go to the gym, I sometimes go like 5 days a week, and I've never done something that's so like organized and worked out before, and it's really cool. You only run 3 times a week, and so I only run every couple days, or I have a couple days off in between. And at first I was like, how is this going to train me to run 5K? Like, I'm not running enough, and there's so many days off, but it's been really great. And on the in-between days, I've been doing yoga, and a friend of mine here in Vancouver suggested this Yoga with Adriene on YouTube, and shout out to Yoga with Adriene, and her dog is always on the video with her, and I love it. Like, all the different videos, the dog's always there, and then sometimes he leaves, sometimes he just goes to sleep. But anyway, I got up this morning and I did an extra long yoga session because my back was fucking killing me. And I came downstairs and I just said to Sophia, I was like, fuck, like, we're old now. Like, I
Yeah.
just, like she was saying to me, like, her sciatica has been acting up. And because she rides to the office. Are you showing the greenery? Feel free to show. That's what some people are here just for the greenery. Yeah, show them that. All of us in our apartments, we want to see that. Anyway, her sciatica has been acting up, and I'm like, this is just what happens now. When you walk, you have to stretch. When you ride a bike, you have to stretch. If you go for a run, you have to stretch. Like, in the olden days, when I was in my like teens and 20s, I could just go work out and go drinking and eat pizza. And like now it's like I had roasted chickpeas the other night, and I was so bloated and belching for like hours afterwards. And I was like,
I hate this live stream. I feel like it's it's a horrible live stream. Like, if I accidentally landed on this live stream, I would be like, I hate these people.
you know what? When we talk about real things, our numbers go up. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't know what
believe
to
that.
say. When you talk about your lawnmower, the number also goes up. I try not to look
Interesting.
at the number. The more you get into like talking about the weed whacker, the numbers went up. I don't know what that's
Mm.
about. All right, I'm going to ask more questions. Oh, somebody made such a great, Caitlin Newell made such a funny, we talked about this during the first episode of Where Does the Good Grow, but Sarah and I have been trying to think of like ways to create entertaining content while we're at home, and we're busy and working on a million things, but we do have lots of time, and so we've been trying to think of creative things. And anyway, I'd said like to let us know if you have any ideas, and Caitlin had such a funny idea, which was a cooking show. Like what maybe we could do, like you FaceTime, or I mean Instagram me, and I cook things. I know this is coming out all jagged. Let me start again. Caitlin had a really great idea that we could do a funny little cooking show, and it could be called Cleverly Planned Meals.
That's funny.
Which is a Tegan and Sara song. I really like that idea. So shout out to Caitlin for that.
One more thing I was going to say about getting older.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't understand. You said that you didn't want. You said you hated. We started talking about being older, and you said you hated this live stream. Now you want to go back to that.
Because you were talking about chickpeas making you feel bloated, which nobody wants to hear about that. But what they do want to hear about is I've been hiking and walking so much that a bunch of my toenails fell off. And and the other night, I have had a sore toe for like 3 years. And, there's certain things that like if I have a problem, I'll like go to the doctor right away. But then there's other things that I'm just like, how serious can it be? And so for just years, I've been limping. It comes and goes in waves. But the other night, I showed Stacy, I never showed her it before. I was like, what do you think is wrong with my toe? And she said, oh, you just have like a bunion. And so she got our mop bucket out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't wait to hear more about your mop bucket and your bunion. But like, really, this is less gross than me saying that I ate some chickpeas and it gave me indigestion.
But
Go ahead.
Continue. So she made me put my foot in this bucket for like 10 minutes while we were watching Billions. And then she used a pumice stone, and she just went to town on the side of my foot, and it's a lot better. It's not like 100% better, but it's like I would say
it makes me feel so sick.
Which leads me to my next point.
And so upset that that's what you guys are doing. You guys, I don't even know what to say to you right now. The idea that the two of you are at home with your feet in a mop bucket, and then Stacy is like, why don't you, like, how are you guys still together?
That's exactly what I was going to say, which is if it were me and if I was a single person right now, I would watch this video and remind myself that there's nothing.
You don't want to be in a relationship because you get to a point where your partner gets a mop bucket, fills it full of hot water while you watch Billions, and then uses a fucking whatever you just called it to try to sand off your bunion. That's off. Yeah. Honestly, it's so upsetting.
I know, but it's like basically a This American Life episode. It's like that's the intimacy that we've created between us, is that we're in quarantine, just shaving away, skin that's been just impacted into the side of your baby toe, and it's so painful.
It's super upsetting. Also, how did Stacy not notice until now?
Well, she noticed in the sense that I'd be like, ow, my foot's hurting. Or sometimes like if I'm in the car and I jump out to go get something, I'll like limp a bit, and she'll be like, what's wrong with your foot? And I'll be like, no, it's just sore toe. And then once I get going, it's fine. But I've just been doing so much walking that it's gotten a lot worse. And then also a bunch of my nails just turned black and fell off. So I just was like, my feet, I would break up with me if I was Stacey, I would break up with me just purely like, not just break up with me, but like legally could file documents that say, when they're like, what's the reason for your separation? It's just like, have you seen this bitch's feet? It's upsetting. It's really upsetting. I miss getting pedicures. Like I would like, when people get mad, like Mom, for example, because they're opening back up businesses. Yeah. Like I'm desperate for them to open back up nail salons. Desperate.
You're gonna go.
Sure. I'll wear a hazmat suit, and I'll just wear like, it'll be bare feet and a full hazmat suit, gas mask, the whole thing for them too. But I just need somebody to fix what's happening under my socks. And the weird thing is, I was thinking about this the other day. I watch so many YouTube videos about how to do things now. Like, like yesterday I watched a YouTube video for like 30 minutes about how to remove grass and weeds that grow between pieces of cement because we have a sidewalk in the front yard and all these grasses are and weeds are growing and I was like, "Oh, that's annoying and doesn't look nice." But then I started watching the video and it turns out that it can like that the weeds and grass roots can cause so much pressure between the cement that it can make your cement crack. So I went out there with a butter knife and I spent 3 hours out there digging out the roots of grass and weed in between the cement blocks. I'll do that, but I don't know how to give myself a pedicure. I don't know. It's just weird. There's like certain things I'm invested and interested in, and other things I'm not.
A lot of information.
Hmm. Owning a house it's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. I I mean, I feel for you because little things go wrong here. Like a little tiny piece of the handle from the dishwasher broke off a couple weeks ago, and
That's complicated. That's like, do you get a new dishwasher? Like,
well,
it's
exactly.
complicated.
And that's exactly what happened to me. A little like piece of the rubber that seals the refrigerator split in half. Like I've only lived here for 5 years, and
Yeah.
when I felt really stressed out. I know this sounds so stupid. I'm not even making a joke. Like being home so much and seeing the wear and tear in real time, it stressed me out. Like I'm like, am I a bad person? Am I not doing a good job taking care of my things? Do I move now? Um,
Yeah.
like there was a sewer smell that was like happening in our kitchen and one of our um like our bathroom on the main like floor of the apartment. And I wrote the strata and was like, oh my goodness, like there's like this like rotting sewer smell. Like I think like there might be an issue. And they wrote back and said, maybe your neighbor just hasn't thrown out their garbage recently. People are home more. Maybe their garbage is piling up. And I was like, yeah, no, this isn't like garbage
Mm.
piling up. Like this is coming from the pipes. Anyway, the smell went away. There was like a big conversation back and forth about how maybe there was like a tube on the roof of the apartment building where a sewer smell comes out, and maybe the fan hadn't started. And I just was reading these emails and I was like, I give up. Being an adult is so hard. Like, how do you even
I hate it.
respond to that? Like, it felt very overwhelming. Anyway, I asked if they would get a plumber, and no plumber ever came, but the sewer smell went away, I think. I mean, no one's been in our apartment in 2 months. So, I mean, we could have just gotten used to the sewer smell. Like, potentially, someone could come over to our house at some point when the quarantine lifts and be like, your house smells like sewer. But
I
we've
mean,
just potentially gotten used to it.
when Emmy and I lived together in Montreal, one of our apartments, we lived there for a couple of years, and it smelled like gas the entire time. Like a full gas leak. Like it wasn't dangerous enough, obviously, to explode, but there was a any new person that would come to our apartment would be like, "Whoa, smells like gas in here," and we're like, "It's fine, okay, used to it."
You'll get used to it, yeah. Um, the pigeon is still here.
Well, feels comfortable with you.
It's weird. I've never seen. Every time I say the word pigeon, he looks over. It's crazy. All right. This has been a lot of fun.
Okay.
Um, I'm not saying we have to end things. I'm just sort of like acknowledging that we're at 40 minutes. I don't know. I don't know if people would just watch us. I
I
saw
can't.
some.
It doesn't show me how many people. Does it seem like there are still people watching?
There are people watching. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, you can't see how many people are watching?
Mm-mm.
Can you see comments?
No, it's like all. It's just all. It does this every single time. It's like I see a couple comments and I see initially how many people are watching, and then it just freezes like that.
Oh. Somebody just told me I look tired. So
Was it mom?
I am exhausted.
I've had a great a
Hi.
couple of great restful
I've
sleeps.
been sleeping great too, actually. I maybe I need to get closer. I'm not tired. Look, I don't even have bags under my eyes.
It's hard. It's hard to look at yourself on a FaceTime thing. I look like I need full teeth reconstruction. I need like a facelift. Um,
Uh,
do you want to see
I
something in my garden?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, people seem to think that we should just keep doing what we're doing. Someone just said that it feels like they're watching a personal FaceTime.
It
Trust
is.
me,
What
trust
is
me.
this other than that?
Yeah, but we don't call each other and talk like this. That would never happen. So, um, All right, well, here's some more questions. People wondered, here's some questions for you, Sarah, about your garden, but people wondered if you had any garden gnomes. They wanted to know if you have planted any catnip for your cats, and also wanted to know if there were any specific plants that you know of that aren't good for cats, because some people were planting, and I figured you probably don't have answers to a lot of those questions, but throwing it your way.
What I've learned about cats is that they are deathly allergic to everything, and it's like there's just nothing good. Like when people bring flowers or plants over to our house, I'm like, well, that's it. That's gonna be the thing that takes holiday out finally. It's very scary. If you Google anything, it just all looks bad. We don't have catnip. We don't have
Your cats don't really like catnip, right?
not really. No, they're not into those things. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, that's fine. Has quarantine been making you feel more or less creative? That was another question that we got.
Oh, I feel way more creative than normal. Not to rub it into people who aren't feeling creative. I think for me, the stress and anxiety of touring and promoting things and traveling, and you and I talk about this a lot. Like we've been for many, many years sort of like giving ourselves these little blocks of time. Like I'll use these 3 months to like write an album, or I'll do this 6 week period, I'll do this thing. And right now, the fact that we don't know when we can travel and tour again is kind of like terrifying, but then equal parts like thrilling, because it's sort of like, well, just create. Like, don't worry about when you'll leave again. Just make things and do things at your own pace. And that actually feels really freeing.
Yeah, I agree. I really agree. I feel very lucky. I think we have two modes. Like we're either creating or we're touring. Like there's obviously other little things in between, like where we're doing press and making videos and whatever. But I feel very lucky that even though we're not touring, we could sort of switch into the creative
Creative
mode.
mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I mean, in so many ways, cooking is creativity, like
Yeah.
gardening is creativity. Like, I think just being able to express ourselves and to to have like an impact on things and to like it be inspired by things is like a kind of creativity. And actually, I was thinking a lot about this, like about touring as quarantine. Like touring is like quarantine, in my opinion. It's kind of like,
Yeah, no. I've been thinking, I've actually been musing on this a lot, like this idea that like people imagine tour is this really fun, everybody's together hanging out, and and there are these incredible bonding moments and together time that feels really satisfying, and then being on stage is incredible, but most of the day is just spent alone. Like you're
mhm.
alone in a vehicle, you're alone on an airplane, you're alone backstage, like it's so lonely
And so
sometimes.
much of, and also even when you're with the people on tour, you're kind of, that's who you've quarantined with. Like you see the same people again and again and again, and you can't really switch it up. And then also, we do a lot of like communication via technology. Like that's how we've spent 20 years talking to our friends and family and our loved ones and the people we're
Yeah.
dating and, whatever. And so actually, right now, weirdly, I've felt more in real life and more connected organically than I have in probably like a decade. It's actually been really, there's been lots of positives. There's lots of negative things. I don't want to focus on the negative stresses
No,
because
no, no, no. Everyone's
everybody
got
has
lots of
them,
stresses, sure.
but there's positives too. But I wanted to show you my garden a little bit just before we go because I have a sense that we're wrapping up, but I just want to like give a little bit of the garden.
Yeah, no, you should. And while you show us the garden, one thing
Okay.
I wanted to pose to you is that when we first started this, we talked about if we would keep doing this. And I think it's been really fun. People are loving watching your garden grow. They're loving your garden content. I got a lot of comments and questions about where does the Good Grow merchandise? And I've seen a lot of conversation about Tegan and Sara gnomes. I think you guys were being mostly really silly, but we have been talking with Emmy, and many of you know Emmy is our creative director. She's been with us since 2004 and does
Tegan, do you
everything.
notice this? Just one second. Do you see how
What?
the dark green, that's the old, and the light green is the brand new?
It's incredible.
Isn't that incredible?
It's really quite amazing.
Look at
It
how
looks,
proud they are just standing up in the air like that.
it's really amazing. I'd love to see that on a t-shirt.
Just for,
Uh,
again, just for some size perspective.
yeah. Well, that's not really great perspective, but yeah. But anyway, but we've been talking, me and you and Emmy, about some where does the good grow? Maybe a t-shirt. I suggested a garden smock. Now there's gnome suggestions. I know Emmy's watching. Emmy, get those creative juices going. Let's get some garden gear. Um, what's that? Is that a light? What's that black thing?
That's a light. Oh God, that
Ooh.
needs to get cleaned up. Oh, dude, that's new.
Oh
Look
no,
at our.
you kind of paused. You kind of
Oh
froze
shit.
a little bit.
Oh no, it's.
'Cause-
I just. Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. What are you doing? You
I
dicking
just.
around a little bit.
No, I just got a message that says I've used all my data.
Oh, uh-oh. Well, that's good. That feels like a sign that maybe we're
Can you
done.
see those though?
But yeah, they kind of look like dinosaurs. They kind of look like seahorses.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I just want to let everyone know that the pigeon is still there. And the second that we get off this call, I will take a photo. Um, it's been so awesome to spend an hour with all of you every week, or not quite an hour, but almost an hour. There's the purple. Did you figure out what those were called?
I'm not going to tell you. People can Google it themselves.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, it was great to see you. Thanks for everybody for watching, and I'm now out of data, so I gotta go.
Okay, Sarah has to go. All of you are wonderful. I hope you're doing okay
Stars,
in
they're just
your
like us. Stars, they're just like us. They picked the economy package for their data, and they ran out this month.
Yeah, thanks to Sarah for tuning in. And Sarah, if you have to drop off, you can. Everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in. And hope you're all doing okay in your social distant time. We'll see you next week.